shit. We're dads.
Did you guys hear that audio?
Yes.
Okay, okay. It would have been terrible if you couldn't, and we're just sitting here silent, and like you think we're like just not saying anything.
Not talking.
That looks like one of those React videos, though, which I could never get into. Does anyone like those? I don't get it.
Me either.
React videos.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about?
Not
Like they'll have like it on the side, and then they're just like,
Oh, yeah.
People are like reacting to
yeah,
another video.
and they get like millions of views.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I feel like your brothers, like that's like
Yeah,
your
it's their
brother's
generation. The younger generation likes it.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, can you imagine
Old
getting
folks don't
paid?
understand.
Maybe we're too old.
Oh, wow.
We're definitely old.
This looks like you guys are in a lot of trouble. It looks like we're having like a meeting or something. Us three
I know.
lined up like
Yeah,
this. It
this
looks
is
like
like
you're on
the council.
trial. Yeah, this is odd. This is a weird setup. I definitely want to compliment your video quality. It is incredible.
It looks really good.
It looks better than ours, so it's kind of not a great look for us. But, you know, thank you guys for coming on. If you want to...
Well, who is it?
Well,
Who
I'll let
is
them
this?
introduce them.
Okay.
Go ahead and give yourself a little introduction.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Joe. We have 2 kids.
Yeah, we have 2 kids. We're definitely. I feel like we're running through the what is it? 2 under 2, but it's not.
Not quite, but it feels like 2 under 2 for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the age gap?
Archer turned 3 on St. Patty's Day. Rowan
Oh,
is
okay.
now 5 months old, about.
I don't know. Everything's a blur,
So
honestly.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like 2
Feel
and
that.
a little more than a half.
Yeah.
2.5 years-ish.
I'm
So-
already
You deserve
messed
the
up
credit.
in birthdays, so.
Oh, I get birthday shy. When someone asks me Denver's birthday, I know it like on the top of my head, but like I have this weird thing where I'm scared of people like stereotyping me as like a bad dad. So like I start blushing and I get nervous when they ask. I get defensive when they ask me her
Oh
birthday.
my god.
So is that a real thing?
No, it is because
Okay.
when like we were just flying to North Carolina and they ask you for the birthdays to like verify their age, and I'd be like, like I like would stutter, and then I'm like, great, they think I'm kidnapping
Yeah.
these children across
Just a
state
stupid like,
lines.
not present
Yeah.
mother.
Imagine.
That's really how I feel.
We'll be in the doctor's office, and the doctor will ask Maddie's birthday, and she'll literally like turn and look at me, and I'm like,
Oh, so you forget your own birthday?
yes.
I know.
yes.
I know my
Okay.
birthday. I forget my age.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do forget my age.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forget my age.
At that point.
Yeah, and
After
then
21, it's just
yeah, I feel like with
Yes.
the boys' birthdays, like I know the day and the month, but the years are what I get confused on because like then I start thinking about like when I was pregnant and like with Court, I was pregnant in 2022, but he was born in 2023, so then I get confused. And then Cooper was born at the end of 2024, so then I'm like, what year is it now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very confusing. But so, do you guys want to share anything else?
What do you guys do?
Oh, there you go. That's a good
What do you
question.
mean, like for work or? I work for Staples.
Nice.
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 Remotely. It's great because obviously Archer and Rowan don't have to go to daycare yet, but
Right.
we're currently trying to get Archer into preschool. So, and then
Nice.
you go on. You go.
I work at Kent State University. I work for the Office of
Oh.
Admissions doing marketing and communications. So
Oh, my cousin and her
Nice.
boyfriend graduated, or Rosa graduated from
Yeah.
Kent. Ryan, I forget where he graduated from.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Nick Saban went to Kent State.
he did. So did
Yeah.
Michael Keaton and
Yeah.
Antonio Gates, I think, if you know who that is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. The Golden Flashes.
Yep, yeah.
See, I know it.
We were in the Kent area when
Yeah,
we
I
went to their
actually really
apartment.
like that area, and I saw
Yeah.
a black squirrel.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Is that the craziest part of Ohio, the black squirrels?
No, but it is something that is like brought up all the time.
Is it
Is it?
really?
Yeah, like for Kent State specifically, like for their admissions events for like
Yeah.
high school students. It's like one of their like fun facts that they always go to is like,
Oh
"Did
my
you know?"
gosh.
Oh, that will really sell them on a school.
It was like brought to Kent State first, and then
Oh.
they like, spread out the rest of Ohio. Yeah, it's
Wait, that's a
Really?
cool
I
fact,
didn't know
though.
that.
yeah,
That is a
it's
good fact.
That is a really good fact.
It's an interesting factoid for sure.
So you work the Office of Admissions, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you said? Okay, so you are like accepting and declining people? Like,
No, those are people above me. I'm doing marketing communications like through the website, through
Okay.
email marketing, and social media a little bit.
nice. So is your end goal to be like the decliner?
Decline.
No, you
No.
don't want to do that?
No, I started in athletics.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I was doing athletic communications, which was more fun, but also crazier hours.
Oh my
and
gosh. Yes.
Less pay. So
Yes.
after having Archer, I did it for a little bit longer, and then we moved up here to get closer to Maddie's family. She has a lot of family in Cleveland, kind of near Kent, Akron. So that was the first step, and then I did it for one more year when we were in Tiffin last year, and then got the job at Kent State. And
That's how we met too. So
Mm.
Was
that's
in
how we met.
Tiffin.
At Weber.
at Weber.
Yeah.
My stepdad's from Tiffin.
Oh,
Really? That's funny.
Yeah, it's like very small town.
I was gonna say
that's
that's
very
a small town.
Yeah. So that's really interesting.
Super cute
Yeah, I just
town.
shook my head. I have no idea what Tiffin is. I was,
It's kind of like pushing
Toledo.
Podunk, like Farmtown, Ohio. Like
Oh.
west.
Yeah, it's like a very like small.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, Maddie, are you a stay-at-home mom while working remote?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Wow.
It's really hard. It's
Yeah.
super hard. Like I used to be like a chat bot basically for
Oh, okay.
sales, which was way worse. And then after maternity leave for Rowan ended, it switched to like being an account manager. So I pretty much have to like make calls to just like smaller accounts, like small businesses, and just check on them, and then I'm done pretty much. So it's pretty nice. Some days are like super light, some days are super like 30 calls and I'm like dying. But I've managed to figure it out so far. Joe has 2 hybrid days, so that makes it like better.
Nice.
But
How do you do the calls with the kids?
yeah,
Yeah,
manager, my manager was like, you know, in some of your calls, like I can hear Archer screaming in the background, and I'm like,
Wait, they're listening on your calls?
Yes, my boss can listen to my calls.
Oh,
Oh.
don't love that.
So that's even scarier. Cause she's like, you're so awkward on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I hate calling. I hate calling people and be like, hi, I'm Maddie from Staples. And they're like, I'm done. But so far, what I have to do is like, if Rowan is asleep and Archer is in his room, it's like, okay, I'm making 10 calls right now. But sometimes
So
I
you
have
can
to,
make them all on your own time somewhat?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
like good. It's really flexible, but sometimes I have to wait for my mom to get off. She's a teacher, so she gets off at like
Okay.
2:30, 3, and I'm like, come over right now, please.
Yeah.
And then I can get all of them done, and it's not that bad, but some days it's like I'm ready to pull my hair out at the end of the day.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, hats off to you. That's really impressive. That's
Yeah.
a handful for sure.
It's a lot.
I wanted to ask, and I'm probably just going to beat Sierra to it, but I wanted to hear if you guys had any stories about where you came up with your names.
Oh yeah.
I love the names, by the way.
Thanks.
Yes.
So for Archer, we didn't know his gender. We didn't want to know because it was kind of like surprise baby. We were like, we were gonna go in for 2 girls' names, 2 boy names, and I thought that he was gonna come out like little Italian, you know, brown hair, curly, tan. No, complete opposite. So we were between actually Luca in Archer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay,
'Cause I
okay.
love the Disney movie Luca, and I was like, oh, he's gonna
So
look
does
just
Court.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he looked Italian, he was Luca.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's all. That's a good story. I like that.
That's funny.
And then Joe actually picked Archer because of a old TV show. I've never seen it.
It's not the sole reason.
It's not Riverdale Archer, but like it's some.
It's a show called Archer. It's a
Yeah, the animated show. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then what? The girl names were.
I don't even remember our girl names now.
So it wasn't Rowan was not on the list.
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
actually, Rowan was not at the list at all. And then for Rowan, we were kind of deciding if we wanted to like not find out the gender again, and we were like, oh, whatever, like we'll find out. And I thought Rowan would be a perfect name for a boy, and I love that. Like I couldn't think of another boy name after Archer, and I didn't want to use Luca. I feel like when you think of it once, like I don't want to like reuse it for another kid.
Right.
So I just like the name Rowan because what was the book? I read like Sarah J. Maas, and one of the characters' name was Rowan, and it was a guy. And then Joe was like, no, I don't really like that name. And I was like, it kind of could go for a girl or a boy. Like, and I think it was like, 2 weeks before
What?
we even had her, we walked past an ear piercing place called Rowan.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, we have to
That's
do
the
it.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's so cute. Like, it's really cute. And then
What was the name we picked? That was like
it was between Lennon or
Lennon. Yeah.
Rowan.
Oh,
It was
I love
gonna be
that name
Lennon,
too.
like
yeah.
her entire pregnancy.
Yes.
So
Oh, wow.
Yes.
with Archer, we didn't know Archer's gender like until he was born. Technically,
Right.
until like a few minutes before, and the doctor kind of
Yeah, she spoiled it, but
ruined it.
Oh.
But Rowan, we found out, and we knew she was gonna be a girl, so that made it easier in like picking names. But yeah, we were pretty dead set on Lennon for like a long time.
Yeah.
And
Like how dead set? Like you were calling her Lennon?
Yeah.
like we could.
Oh,
we
wow.
struggled to think of anything that we liked better.
Yeah. Archer's favorite song, baby song, was Beautiful Boy, John Lennon. So we were like,
Okay.
you know what? We're going to do Lennon because that's just what first thing we thought of, and we wanted it to like relate to Archer, which is kind of weird to think about it now. But but it was Lennon Rose. That was it.
Oh.
And then I just kept thinking, oh my God, like Rowan is such a cool name. Like I've never met a girl named Rowan.
Me either.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there was some like weird witch show I watched, and the girl was brown hair, blue eyes, and her name was Rowan. And I was like, oh, she's beautiful. Like, that's a cool name. So then I kind of just kept pushing it on Joe. I was like, oh, it's so cool. And then after we had Rowan, they were like, oh, what's her name? And I was like, I don't know. Like, we'll tell you the
Oh,
next
so it was
day.
still undecided.
Yes.
Like in that. Wow.
Wow.
We stuck with having two names, and then we were like walking. They were rolling me to the other room after Rowan was born, and she was like, oh, like what names are you thinking about? And I was like, well, Lennon or Rowan. And she was like, oh, we've had a lot of like Lennons being born like lately. And I was like, oh, never mind. I'm good. I was like, her name's Rowan. That was it.
That is the name I would say on the rise. I have a lot of clients, both girl and boy, like who have had kids, both girl and boy, and their name is Lennon.
Well, remember we considered that for Cooper too.
Yes,
It's a cute name. It's
Yeah.
definitely.
It's a really cute name. It's on the rise for sure.
I
that's
love
a
like
great story.
Lenny too. Like I think Lenny
Yeah.
and the girl is just
Yeah.
so
One of my
cute.
friends calls her son that, like Lenny. His
That's
name's
so
Lennon. Yes. Well, it's cool that we have a dad on here
Yes.
for the first
Oh my
time in
goodness.
a while.
Thank you so much. for
Bear's
having
not
me.
here to join in on this. He's taking care of the boys downstairs. But now I feel like it's like, what do you even do now? You have probably so many things to ask a dad. Your
I'm so excited. And I
Right?
feel like, me and you, like, we don't know each other. I've met you when you did a photo shoot, but I just know that me and you vibe. I can tell you're a great dad. You've worked in sports. I've worked in sports. So thank you. Seriously, thank you for coming on. Because honestly, like, dads kind of suck a lot of the time. Like a lot of dads, I've been messaging people and they back out, and it's like,
it's been fun.
Why?
I've started to listen to like a couple. Well, there's this one internet dads podcast that I started listening to, and it's two British guys, and I followed one of the guys from. He does a lot of like soccer content, and
okay.
He started a parenting or a dad's podcast with one other guy, and I've been listening to that a lot. And I don't know, they it's really like insightful, and they're also hilarious. And British accent makes everything better, but they're just hilarious. And but yeah.
But you prefer our podcast over that one?
100%.
Okay.
I listened to all of Jared and his wife's podcast.
Oh yeah. That was a good one.
I listened to a few actually, and
nice.
Do you know what
you have to
podcast
be
is?
on it.
Yes, right? I know when I asked Maddie, I was like, Joe too.
Yes. They're really just, I don't know what it is about the culture, but yeah, not many men want to. I think people are kind of scared to express, their personality, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but.
I think it's just different. Like me and Joe have had this talk so many times, like where, the girl is pregnant, she's having the baby, and like we connect instantly. Whereas like the dad has to like kind of like grow that bond, and like maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's so second nature for girls. Where for guys it's just different. I didn't understand that until we've talked about it a million times,
I actually saw something interesting on Instagram the other day. It was super controversial, and it kind of goes in line with what you just said. Basically, it was saying, like, people try to split up parenting 50-50 so much, and a lot of moms, I guess, are using that as not an excuse, but they don't expect the father to, like, feed the baby or change the diapers because they have that bond, and like they want that bond, and the father, I guess, is more of the playful bond. But I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wouldn't agree.
No.
Yeah, like I'm all for like the changing the diapers. Like I think like at the end of the day, like Sierra is still everything, and like her well-being was so important, and she had such a rough recovery that like I was taking care of her, and I wanted her to be the best, and I knew that to take care of her I had to take that load off of her, and change diapers and do a lot of the night feedings and do all that. And then like all these people were saying like, yeah, the dad shouldn't do that, like that should be all on the mom. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I agree with that.
No, the first like month of Archer being born, I did not change one diaper.
Really? Yeah.
Wait, I think that was like me too, honestly.
Yeah. I never, like, obviously I was not a girly girl, so like changing baby dolls' clothes and like that stuff, I didn't know what to do. I was too scared to like touch him, and like I didn't know about like, circumcision and all that. I was like, I don't even want to touch him. Like I was scared. So Joe did everything for the first month.
Nice. Yes, dads represent. I love it. But yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting one, because I think I hear so many stories about dads not doing stuff like that, and honestly it pisses me off.
It's
I'm just gonna be honest.
Like gender, like I think we're evolving in generations to come, but some people are still just so stuck in the old mindset.
Yeah, like the gender role mindset. And I don't know. Sierra and I have completely broken that, and they've broken that. Like Bear's a stay-at-home dad right now, and they've broken that. He's Bear said his dream job is to stay-at-home dad, and he's fulfilling his dream.
It's not as fun as he thought it was going to be. Which I told him it wasn't going to be, but he's killing it. He is, but he's definitely they're giving him a run for his money a little bit. But I mean, he said like he's happier than he would be like working, of course. So like it's just a lot mentally, I think, I mean, I just even know from like being on maternity leave and being home alone with both of them at the same time was like so much. And so I know that it's hard for him, but he's doing a great job. And I think it's just going to get easier with time as Cooper gets older, and they're able to play together and occupy each other a little bit more, I think it's just going to be easier for him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'll be like, I feel like a world of difference.
But there's also some more challenges with that
Yeah.
when they're both
Yeah.
running around.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it?
What's their age gap?
19 months. So Court's about to be 2 on Monday, actually. And then Cooper's about to be 5 months old. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Crazy, right?
So we do have 2 under 2 for right now for like
You actually are
a few
going
more
through it.
days at least. I told Brandon, I was like, come Monday, we're not going to be able to say 2 under 2.
True. It's so
gonna be,
crazy.
like, 2 equal to 2 and under.
Right. I wish Bear was on here to talk more about like 2 under 2 or 2 with 2 because we only obviously have 1. But I feel like you guys should compare your differences with like what you think or similarities on like, well, just Lexi here and them. But
Yeah, I
like,
was interested in
Yeah.
your transition going from just 1 to 2 and, balancing chores and tasks.
I think it was pretty.
It was definitely better than going from like 0 to 1. I feel like was really rough for us.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
everyone says
Super
that.
rough. Like we were going through it, and I was like, "We're moving to Ohio. Like I can't do this. Like I need help."
It was not at all helped by the fact of like my job at the time, like
No.
having to go to college athletic events, at night and like multiple during the day.
Oh my gosh, I can't even
And
imagine.
then like even
Well, and we were in our masters too.
Oh,
On top of that,
so you had everything going on at once.
yeah, we really
Yeah. I don't know.
it's trial by fire is like an understatement, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 1 to 2 was, I think, definitely easier. It definitely has some different challenges where like Archer, we like kind of introduced a baby doll to Archer and we were like, this is a baby, like, and he would just like fling the baby doll around, like, I mean, and then Rowan came around and he was just like, baby, and he would like try to pick her up, and like there was times where I'd like see her in the middle of the couch and I'm like, oh my god, like Archer must have just picked her up and like threw her in the middle of the couch. So I don't know, it's just Archer. We also, I don't know what we're ever thinking, but like on maternity leave, I was like, oh, I'm going to potty train Archer. I'm going to move him into big boy bed.
Lexi.
Psycho.
You guys have very similar stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did one
Yeah.
of those things.
He did one of, the big boy bed. I
He actually took to it really,
can't
really
believe
well.
of
Yeah.
like how well that went. But potty training, I mean, one day and I'm crying. So
Yeah.
What was that transition from like a crib to big boy bed?
yeah,
Okay.
he was. I don't know when it was like Rowan was like maybe 2 weeks or something. There was one time I had a meeting and I would shut him in there in his crib and I'd be like, take a nap. And I went in there one time and he's like got 2 legs pushed over the side of the crib, sitting on there like,
Yeah.
come get me. Like I'm about to jump off. And I was like, Joe, we gotta switch
Figure it
it
out.
because I was like, I'm not dealing with this in the middle of the night, like worrying about him like falling out or like
Right.
he's very
Yeah.
accident prone. So I was waiting for something bad to happen. We also, he broke like 3 cribs from jumping,
Oh, wow.
like
Oh my
all the
goodness.
springs.
Oh my
everything.
god. He's having a
Wow.
blast.
He's a huge kid. He always has been. He's like, he's always been like, I don't know, like 96th percentile for his
Yeah.
height and like 92nd for his weight or something like that. Like,
Yeah, he's big.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been good overall though with the transition and having a
Yeah.
little sister.
Yeah, I think he's been good. I think he knows now that like that's his sister and like she's a real baby.
And she's staying around.
Yeah, and she's staying around. Like
Yeah.
the only time that really just like I go crazy is like Rowan will cry and the next thing you know Archer's crying and they'll like feed off of each other. And
Lexi, isn't that what you said?
Yes. Yeah, like all of this is super relatable. Like I agree, 0 to 1 and 1 to 2 is different. Like 1 to 2 is easier, but I tried to potty train Court before I went back to work too, and we did about 3 days and Court pooped in the toilet The first day was amazing. Peed on the toilet 5 times. I was like, wow, I have a genius. Second day, he pooped on the toilet first thing in the morning. It scared the shit out of him. He was terrified of the toilet from that point on. He was screaming, crying, tantrums every time I tried to put him on the toilet. And I was like, you know what? This is becoming too aversive for everybody. We're just going to take a step back and we'll try again later.
Yeah.
It's rough.
And yeah, it's hard too because like I have to like find the balance of being like his BCBA and his mom because like what I do for work, like I know how to deal with behavior and I know how to like toilet train kids and like that's what I'm doing all day every day. And so like but I don't always want to be his BCBA. I want to be his mom too. And so there's times where I'm like I know I'm reinforcing this behavior but I literally don't give a shit right now. Like do you, bud? Like
Is BCB is that connected to ABA?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, that's like I toilet train kids all the time at work. And so I was like using the systems that I use at work and I was like, okay, this is going well. And then it scared him and I was like, nope, this is becoming aversive. He's having a bad time. I'm having a bad time. Brandon's having a bad time. I was like, nobody's getting anywhere with this. So let's just take a step back and we'll try again later. But yeah, I tried to toilet train him before. That was just not it. Court was like, I think he still thinks Cooper's gonna leave one day. He's just like waiting. Like he doesn't show much interest in Cooper, which is kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing. Like he's not like he doesn't dislike Cooper being around, but he's also like I'm always like, look, give Cooper hugs, and he's like, like don't touch me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Literally, yes. And Archer, some days he'll be like, "Oh, baby," and then the other days he's
Yeah.
like,
That's literally Court. Sometimes he'll go up and I see him petting Cooper's head and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And then other days he's like, nah! And I'm like,
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
let's take a step back
and you
from
see
your
them
brother.
next to each other, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like,
I love how you guys have so much similarities
Yeah.
with your 2 kids.
It's definitely a roller coaster though, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. So I feel like we've been doing this for almost 5 months now, and like we have some systems, but I feel like also every week I'm like, oh my god, like how did I just survive this week? And then I'm like, okay, ready to do it all again.
Yeah, every day is different.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we'll be like, "Oh, Rowan's been sleeping so good," and then the next week it's like up every 2 hours.
You can't even mention it. If
No.
you say
Yes.
anything, it just stops. So
That's how I feel like we kind of have that with Denver. Like, I don't verbalize that, but I don't know if you think about this too, but she'll be like, she sleeps through the night, yes, but like something new will pop up. So like a few months ago when you guys had a sickness, it popped up, and then that was like a whole thing for a week and she wasn't sleeping well. And then she's now getting new molars. So like she was doing great, like fantastic, just easy to put down, and now it's like, here come 2 new molars. Like she's waking up multiple times throughout the night, but all she needs is just like her passy. That's it.
Yeah.
And she's right back out. She just like needs to find it.
Yeah, I feel
We
like the
used to
first
just
couple of
line
years
them.
are like that.
Yeah.
Just line around her.
That's a good idea.
that is a good idea. We should do that.
I hate when I can't find it in the car.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
luckily my boys weren't passy kids.
Oh.
Yes. That's
Neither of them.
nice.
But also I like wish they had something where I could just be like, take it.
yeah. There's pros and cons.
Just take it and
Yeah.
just be calm for
Right.
5 seconds, please.
Right.
But I'm actually about to transition Court to a big boy bed. So like, how did you guys do that? What was your method?
Fucking want it.
Okay.
Just straight
Because I'm
up,
so
like,
nervous. Because Court sleeps so well in his crib, and he surprisingly doesn't ever try to climb out of it. Not gonna.
Yeah, right? Like,
But like he sleeps so well that I'm so scared to do it. Because I'm like, I'm gonna fuck up his sleep. But he's getting so big that like he can't really like sleep in his crib for much longer. Like he's 35 pounds, 30.
Trying to climb out of it.
No. He's fine. It's just like his size at this point is like
Yeah.
he's just getting to the point where he's like like he wakes up, he'll like bang into the like he rolls over and he bangs into the side of it, and it kind of like he'll sit up and he'll start talking at like 4 a.m. and I'm like just go back to sleep.
I like to sing the alphabet at like 3 a.m. And everyone, like my parents would come and stay with us at Tiffin or Joe's parents, and I'd be like, just warning, like he'll sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, ABCs. It's like 3 a.m. and he's just screaming it.
oh,
But like
That
he
is
won't
hilarious.
cry.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just will sing, and I'm like,
So, like,
well,
how long does he do that until he settles, like, snoots
Yeah.
himself back to bed? Just like he just does it until he falls right back asleep? That's cute.
he doesn't do it anymore. Like now, so when we did move him to a big boy bed, he sleeps way better. I don't
Okay.
know what it
I've
is.
heard that. And
Yeah.
so I'm like hoping that's the case.
Wait, are you guys changing beds completely or just taking off the...
Oh, he has like a
Barrier.
twin bed now. Like
Oh, it's a whole new bed. Yours too?
Yeah.
Yours is going to be?
Well, I haven't. Yeah, I'm gonna get
You have to
for,
buy
like
one?
a full size bed. Yeah.
We have the one that can like transition.
Ours-
I don't know if that's like a
Ours
bad
does
thing.
transition, but I just figure like if he's gonna get a big bed, I might as well just get him like a big bed and him just
True.
be used to that. And then also like
Get him a
if-
king size.
Well, I was honestly gonna get him a full or a queen because then I figured like I won't ever have to buy him a new mattress.
Yeah, the
Like,
same one
right,
for
right.
high
I mean,
school.
like, I remember my mom bought me a queen size bed when we moved into our house on Albrighton, and I was 3, and I had that mattress until I was in high school.
Really?
Wow, that's amazing.
So, like,
You had a
I'm
queen
hoping
bed
I-
at 3 years old?
yeah.
Dude, I was in a twin bed like through high school.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's crazy.
No, I had a princess room, a
Oh my
queen size
gosh.
bed. It was just, yeah,
Yeah, I was
living
sleeping
the
on,
life.
I was sleeping on
But
twin
it's
beds.
funny because I asked for all my friends had twin size beds, and so I asked my mom to get me a twin size bed, and for the longest time she was like no. And then I remember Sierra had that trundle bed with
Yes,
the mattress
yeah.
that pulled out underneath,
Uh-huh.
so she finally got
Oh,
me a
those were
twin
fucking
size
cool.
trundle bed. And then my little sisters took my queen bed until I got into like high school, and then I was like, okay, I can't sleep on this anymore, so I'm taking my
Yes.
queen size bed back, and they can get the twin size
So
bed.
the one you're talking about, the one that pulls out under.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Did you
that's
ever
essential
see-
for a good slumber party. Though.
Yes.
Yeah, it
pull that
was.
sucker
Yeah.
out. That thing's awesome.
That was Sierra's bed.
I wanted one of those,
Exactly.
but my parents thought they were for girls only. But I thought they were fucking.
It was
cool.
like a day bed, so I
Yeah.
would like set it
Yeah.
up like a couch and
Yes.
stuff.
I wanted the whole setup. I wanted a little TP thing
Like,
over it.
I had
like, we had that.
Yeah, my fucking dream bed.
Those are my 2 beds in high school. Was a trundle bed first, and then my brother moved out, and he had this. It was a bunk bed, but the bottom was a futon, and the top was a twin bed.
Those were
And
cool.
it let me. My room was really small, so it let me.
That's
have
like
a
college dorm.
Yeah.
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 I had a couch like underneath.
That's sick.
Eventually, I got too lazy, and I just slept on the bottom all the time.
I wanted bunk beds so bad. I thought bunk beds were sick.
Oh, bunk beds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick. I
will
always
say
wanted one.
With getting Archer like adjusted to the big boy bed, I think the only thing that I really did was try to get him, which he kind of took to it naturally, but like I did kind of like that first few nights I would take him to bed, like read him a book or a couple books, and kind of just wait until he was like calm enough that he wasn't like hyper and like trying to like climb out of bed or jump on the bed or like anything like that. Like once he could still be awake. There was some times where he would fall asleep like while I was reading to him, but
He doesn't really
Even
jump on
just-
this bed anymore.
no, not really. But even just getting to the point where like he's tired enough that like he's just laying there and staying under the covers, and then I would leave the room, and then most of the time he would stay until he fell asleep. He would get up a couple times. Now it's more rare. He's
Yeah.
usually pretty good about it, but yeah.
Yeah, we just went to North Carolina and we were staying in an Airbnb, and so Court was sleeping with us. And he's such a good sleeper. Like, he has his nighttime routine where we just take him up into his room, we brush his teeth, and then we put him in his bed, we give him a stuffed animal as his blanket, and we just hand him the bottle and we walk out and he puts himself to sleep.
Yeah, he's
Sometimes
good.
he'll sit there and talk to himself for an hour. Other times he falls right asleep. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess this will kind of like test it out. The first night he literally stayed up till 1:30 in the morning. I was like, this kid has never stayed up this late. And he had no nap that day. We like flew and he had no nap, and I was like, we're never going to be able to move him into a bed. But then he kind of started to get used to it and he was going to sleep like better. He never got out of the bed though, which made me feel a little bit better, because that was like that's my biggest concern, is that when we move him to a big bed, he's going to be like out and getting into stuff all over the place. So that he never tried to get out, but he would like sit up and wake up and he'd go like this to my face. And, and then he'd be like, hello. Oh my god. And I'm like, hi. But he also likes to sleep upside down when he's in a regular size
Yeah, that
bed,
photo
too.
you saying he's upside down. Fear right in Bear's face.
Every single night he would go upside down. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Define upside down.
Like his feet were at our head.
Oh, I thought you meant like he's laying off the bed.
That's
Like,
all
he
you
might
do.
But yeah, so I was like iffy on whether or not we were going to move him sooner rather than later. Because I'm like, he's not climbing out of the bed, but I'm also worried if I wait too long, he's going to be like too attached to his crib and then we're going to have a hard time. Because like I have kids like that at work where they just get really attached to things and then it's really hard battle to get them out of it. So yeah.
My friend that has 4 girls, she was like, if he's not climbing out of that crib, do not move him.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
what
was
I've
like-
heard.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to you. You have 4 kids. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Her daughters are like 30 pounds, though.
Yeah,
So-
I think like a week after she told you that,
Yeah.
Archer climbed out of the crib.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
We're talking about it now, so like I'm gonna wake
Yeah,
up
of
and
course.
Court's gonna be out of his crib.
He's gonna be feeling your face.
It sounds
think
like, though, he might be good. Like,
I think he's gonna be good at it.
Yeah. I think my other like concern, like obviously we're gonna like baby proof and everything like in his room and up here and stuff, but he's upstairs and so like I need to like get like some security measures. Like he knows how to go up and down the stairs, but it still just like freaks me out a little bit. Where I'm like a little nervous. And then also Brandon, like I wake up right away, Brandon doesn't. So if he's up and talking on the monitor and then like I'm at work and then Brandon's like still in bed, I'm worried like, is he gonna get into a bunch of shit while Brandon's like passed out? Because he'll wake up to Cooper, but Cortland could talk and it doesn't wake him up. Like it's Cooper's screaming that wakes him up.
Right.
you can put, we have like a child safe door handle. And so that works for us, but also like we don't have any like toys in his room that make noises.
Yeah.
Like so he'll like play and read books to himself.
Yeah.
Sometimes like because when Joe goes to work, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up yet. Like, and I'll just hear him like playing with toys, and I'm like, okay, like he can't get out yet. He hasn't figured out the door handle, so.
That's good. And our doors,
That's
our
awesome.
door handles too are like the circles. They're not like the
can he
lever
open them?
ones. So no, he doesn't know how to open them yet. So I'm like, thank God we don't have the ones that like you
like
just push
that our
down.
dog-
We have the-
dog. Our dog can go in and out
Yeah.
of rooms and
Yes.
close the door behind her.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So Denver's next, I'm sure.
Yes.
She's already trying. Have you seen her? She's trying to lift up at it now. She's trying to.
No, I haven't seen her do that.
Yeah, she hasn't done it yet, but she's.
I mean, they
like,
make
she
they make
can't
little
reach that.
things that are
No,
like
she's
locks for it, like on those for those door handles too, where you can't like them up.
I
and
hate
down.
fucking baby
But
stuff.
I know my
hate-
house.
Like my whole kitchen, I'm like fucking so mad at trying to open all the things.
My house is so baby proof that like nobody knows how to get in and out of the
yeah.
kitchen
Yeah.
when
Oh,
I have
yeah.
the doors locked.
I've done it like a million times. I still don't know.
Oh,
how
I
to
have
do
no
it.
idea how to
Yeah.
use your kitchen.
No.
I also taking out the little stupid outlet things. Ours, like nothing fancy about them. They're just the plastic ones that go in. So I got to get like my fingernail under it. I don't even charge my phone sometimes at night because I don't feel like pulling that stupid plastic thing out. I'm very passionate about it. I hate baby proof stuff.
we were not proactive about like baby proofing everything before like
Well,
Archer came. I mean,
We have a lock on our fridge.
a little bit with Archer,
Yeah.
but it was mostly just like it was just like one day he would get into something and then I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta go get.
Gotta
like,
do that,
order
yeah.
something
One
off
project at a
Amazon.
time.
Yes.
One at a time.
Yeah.
That was us. A lot of people kept asking us, like, "Oh, have you baby proofed your house yet?"
No.
No, we honestly, I don't know if we did until she started walking. Which
Our
was
house still isn't
over
very
here.
baby proof,
No.
really.
Ours
But
we have the-
honestly isn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me legitimately is the shit falling. Like we have this really big shelf that has a bunch of stuff on it, but it's like very wobbly, so we had to bolt that to the wall. That was the only thing that like really scared me. Like shit, that would be really bad.
Yeah.
That's it though.
Yeah.
Like we just have like the decor is the only thing.
She does try to open the dishwasher. She goes and leans on the dishwasher.
Oh, Court loves to push the buttons on
Oh
the
my
dishwasher.
gosh.
He's always
I love that.
It's like on, off, and he goes red, blue.
Oh my
red,
gosh.
blue, red.
That's funny.
Arthur he used to open the fridge and he would take the eggs out and throw them.
Oh, I'm so happy Court has not learned how to open
Yeah.
the fridge yet because I
Oh
know
my
once he
gosh.
does, it's like because when the fridge is open and he's standing there, he takes out all the hot sauce bottles, and I'm like,
Yeah. Too. That's why we got a lock. And then like
Yeah.
I think the other day, like a couple weeks ago or something, I was brushing my teeth, and all of a sudden Zeke starts barking, and Archer's just outside running around, and I'm like, okay, we need locks on all the doors now. Like, we need to childproof every single door.
You say it like he's a dog that ran away. It's your kid just running around.
I mean,
That's amazing.
It's crazy. I mean, if you even like leave a door open, he'll just like slip through.
Yeah.
Like,
So do you have like a sliding glass door you got through?
No,
It has like a screen and a door.
Okay.
So we're renting a house right now, and the two
doors
back
suck.
doors, the little like, not the deadbolt, but the switch from just when you like turn the handle, it doesn't like click into the hole of the door frame. So it just, you can just like, if the deadlock is open, you can just pull it open. It will just like fall open. So, and then obviously now he's tall enough and figured out how to undo the deadbolt. So that was why he ended up outside.
Oh my gosh, that's a great story. That is so funny.
There's no determination like a toddler. Like,
Oh no.
if they want to figure something out, they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
will persevere.
I feel like boys too, especially, are a little bit more reckless. It'll be interesting to see, and for us too, as Denver grows, like, because I feel like Denver kind of has boy qualities as far as like recklessness.
Yes, very much
toughness.
so.
Like, she literally, there's been times where she's like, she was bleeding, like she fell, she's bleeding, and she literally like just spits it out and keeps going. Like, she
I
doesn't
think
give a
that's all
shit.
about. I think
She's a tough son of a bitch.
I think a lot of that has to do with reaction, though. Like, because she always, like, looks, especially when she was first starting to walk and she would trip and fall and she's, like, bumping into things, she would always fall and then look at us immediately.
Yeah.
Phobias
Like-
are a learned behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, she liked the scary Halloween stuff. She loved it. She was laughing, blowing kisses at it because like we weren't acting scared, so she doesn't act scared.
yes.
So it's fascinating.
Yes. It's very interesting. And,
But
like,
it's funny, they say girls are more what's like the science behind it? Like more organized, or like, I don't know. You know, like what I'm saying, like toddler girls and toddler boy differences. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, I know. Yeah. They,
Like girls
yeah.
are more what am I saying?
I don't-
Like
structured?
Yeah, structured. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Denver's not. Like, she's like reckless. She'll just run around, fall, get up, jump. Like, she's not careful. She's a klutz. So I don't know. She just kind of reminds me of that.
She fell so hard yesterday, and on the concrete, she like likes to do this little run, and it's so cute because it's like not really a run, but it's like her trying to run.
Literally can picture it. Like,
Yeah, right.
She like moves her hands like this.
shakes her whole body while she does it.
It's the cutest shit
Right.
ever.
Like, it's not a run, but it's like right. And we were outside, and we don't, all of us don't really wear shoes, but she did have shoes on, and she tripped over her shoe. Like, her foot was a little bit too far forward on the shoe. She was wearing like a Birk type of sandal thing, and she has the biggest cut on her knee. Like, her whole kneecap is just like a huge scrape, and she just looked up at us and just like kept going. And then
going.
Zach took her to storage yesterday, to our car. He was like putting some stuff up on the wall, and he said she fell and reopened it, and he didn't even notice.
She's literally bleeding out of her pant leg and still just running around falling. I'm like, you need to slow
"Girl."
down.
Like, okay.
Yeah,
She's
she
just
does not
so
care.
unfazed. But I do like how we all just said, like, a lot of it. I think a lot of it has to do with like how you react. Because I just remember all the time she'd look up at us every time she fell, and we are like,
Yeah, she's
No,
like
re-
looking for like how she's supposed to react.
yeah. So we
And
didn't.
I'm like,
yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah.
it's hard to do, but I kind
It
of
is
trained
hard,
myself for
right?
it. Like,
I feel like we've trained ourselves well now. At
we
first,
look
it was
like psychopaths though. Like, we look like we're cold. Like, Denver's falling on the ground bleeding, and I'm just. But it works. It really works.
yeah. At least it's. I mean, it's worked for us. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. What, like, so with Rowan right now? What is her? Wait. What? When is her birthday?
Oh God.
November 16th.
Put him on the
November
spot.
16th.
I know. Oh my god.
You said November or December?
November 16th.
So they're like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Off. Is that 3
Yeah.
weeks? Yeah. So
less than 3 weeks.
Cooper Cooper's a little bit younger than her, but what is she going through right now? Like, what's her development? Are you guys hitting like any sleep regressions?
It's been like a permanent sleep regression since then.
She never sleeps. Like
Really?
never.
She's been so different from Archer.
Yes.
Like, and
Oh, really?
Not just a like.
Archer was
Archer's a
so
boy,
chill. He
Rowan's
was so
a girl.
chill.
Like, they're just so different.
So what are their differences?
Oh gosh.
Well, Rowan will sleep maybe 5 minutes a day, maybe.
She doesn't
Okay.
Won't
not
nap
a
at
napper.
all.
terrible.
Like,
Okay.
She doesn't care. She wants to see everything. She will.
She's
like,
a FOMO baby.
Yes.
So is there anything that does put her down? Like, can you put her in the car and she goes down, or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
car put her down.
Like if we're going to somewhere, she'll be awake the whole time. And then once we get in the car, both of them will knock out. But right when we get home, they're both up. Like,
Do you guys ever just sit in the car and like
Yes.
just enjoy the
drive
pace? Yeah.
around. We'll
Yeah.
drive around for like,
Yes, we do the same. Yeah.
because there's I don't even know why, but it's like they sense it. It's like, oh, we're in
Yeah.
the driveway. It's
Right.
like,
Oh my god.
We say that all the time. Like she wakes up right when we pull
away.
in. Yes.
She's like a dog where she like can like smell her surroundings or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, for real.
Doesn't it make you so mad though? Like you pull up and
Yes.
you're like, oh, you haven't slept all day. You're sleeping so good right now.
Yes.
And then you like put the car in park and it's like immediate like
Eyes open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right away.
So how is she at night then for you guys?
She has gotten better. She has. She's giving me that face because she's
I'm
strictly
breastfeeding, so
yeah, she's strictly breastfed. So Maddie's the one that gets up with her.
yeah. I mean,
Got
sometimes
it.
it's every 2 hours. Sometimes it's like I'll get lucky and it's like twice. But yeah, I mean, she does not like.
Archer slept all day.
Yes,
Like-
all
Oh,
day,
wow.
all night,
All day.
He
napped so long.
yes.
And was he solely breastfed too?
Yeah, he was
Up
kind of
until-
both. Like I think it was like 6 months I started pumping and doing
Okay.
both. Cuz he just got too heavy. Like I have what is it? I had an elbow replacement. So I'm not supposed to lift over 5 pounds. So
Oh, wow.
I still do.
Yeah.
Like obviously with him it was like so much faster how heavy he was and I was like okay, like I can't do it. But with her I think I'll be able to go longer. But also I just I don't know what happened.
No device selected.
Hold on, Bear can obviously pause this real quick, but let me ask.
See ya. That's weird. It didn't die, right? He's on the charger.
Quiet. They've actually been good, right?
Yeah.
What? It's on the charger. Is it not plugged in?
Oh,
Those
'cause
fucking
they're
outlet
doing it on their
blockers.
phone. I'm fucking sweating.
He didn't plug it in. So he plugged in the charger, but not on the...
Oh my
It's funny.
We're still recording the podcast. It's still going.
We'll have a huge dead spot in the middle of the podcast.
I know, I have to remember what I was even saying. I don't know.
Oh, brother.
Are you wearing? Is that your Lana Del Rey shirt? Well, it's like
I love how we're just looking at like Rummy Cube and Hot Ones.
sad boy
Listen, I made it work. It's not the sexiest setup.
Look how high quality their camera is, Bear.
Right, it's just some.
All right.
I
Oh,
honestly-
just.
duh.
It looks fucking great.
Probably.
honestly.
Probably
We have
looks like we're-
we have a big window in front of us too.
Oh, so good lighting.
I feel like
It's giving us
just
like studio lighting.
How's the weather in Ohio?
great today.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
what 82.
It's getting better.
You had a rough winter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, winter
Yeah.
was a little rough, and then now we had a lot of rain, but it's getting better. It's still gonna rain some more, but it's getting better.
Sierra, did you ever ask Maddie if she knows like Amherst and Lorraine and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my freaking spot. I love that area.
Where?
Amherst and Lorraine.
Where is that?
I think it's like 30 minutes. I think when I mapped it, it was like 30, 40 minutes away, I think.
Yeah, it's right outside of Cleveland. Like super small town.
Kent was like an hour and a half away from Amherst, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, your parents live in your area?
Whoa!
So my parents live like 1 mile away.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Do we have to do anything there?
In Brecksville. It's like 15 minutes from Cleveland.
Thank you.
You were okay. Are we getting back into it?
Yeah, let's just...
She was talking about the weight of the babies with holding them, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
else?
Yeah,
Says what?
What was I going off of that though?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Something about feeding them. And then it was like Rowan's.
So, I can't remember exactly like what Maddie's sentence was that she left up. Do you want to just...
that's what we don't know.
We'll just have to... he'll clip it, and then we'll just... Maybe, Bear, I don't know if you have seen any of our... We are not YouTube video watchers, like, for podcasts, but a lot of our listeners are. And Bear, one of the... he did, like, an introduction of himself. What podcast episode was that? Where he, like, said...
The solo one?
I can't remember. He gave, like, a debrief, and then he started it. So maybe we'll just, like, clip it, and he'll be like, hey, guys,
I'm
sorry
really
my phone
disappointed
died.
that day that we had to take like an intermission and Zach danced for 5 minutes straight.
I
And
know.
it didn't even record. I was cut off the whole time.
It was just Zach and Sam dancing for 5 minutes, doing like all this
Yes.
stuff, and we couldn't use any of it.
No, couldn't use any of it. Well, I don't remember where we exactly left off on, but you can pick up on like your like elbow,
It's
how
the
you
feeding journey of
hold 5 pounds, right?
how you think you're going to be able to breastfeed longer.
No, we were talking about sleep.
No.
Yeah.
Sleep, as related to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, correct.
Yeah, I mean,
And we're back.
yeah. I mean, she just doesn't sleep at all. And I mean, she really hasn't had bottles very often because I'm working from home. So I like haven't had a need to.
Right.
We like during the week, I don't really go anywhere. So like it was just easiest for me. And like, I don't want to do the dishes more than I already have to. And like, it just kind of worked out easier for me.
Do you feed off cues? Sorry. Do you feed off cues like only, or like do you have a schedule, or how does that work?
I think off cues, really.
Cues, yeah.
Yeah.
How
I
long?
feel like I act like I have like 5 kids, and I'm just like running around. And,
Oh my gosh.
How long did you breastfeed for Archer? Did you say?
I think total 9 months.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I only stopped because when we lived in Florida, we went to see his parents for Thanksgiving, and like every time we went somewhere, I'd like forget a pump or I'd forget like something, and I would just be like, you know what, forget it, I'm quitting now. Like, like I'm just over it. Like it was too much work.
It's a
It was
lot.
so big.
That's something that I did not realize until we had Denver, and just how much time and effort. Like Sierra was dedicating like majority of her day to breastfeeding and pumping, and you were just miserable with it. And I never realized.
Like I think because it wasn't like an easy journey that I was so miserable, because I was trying so hard and I was doing everything that they recommended to do, and I was like, nothing's working. What the fuck is wrong with me? And like then the thing is like, well, you can increase your supply if you pump more. And I was like, I'm getting really overstimulated.
Yeah, you
like,
hated the sound of the pump machine.
I was like, oh my. And then since I was just trying to exclusively breastfeed, I was doing like every 2 to 3 hours. So like then trying to fit a pump session in between that, and then like cleaning the parts and trying to make time for yourself, and then having to take care of a baby. And it's just like, oh my gosh. I don't know how people with like multiples at what, like who have twins or triplets or more, like how they do that. And I've seen this one girl on TikTok who pumps like exclusively for triplets, and I'm like, how do you take care of them and do that? Like superwoman.
Yeah, that's insane.
Even like feeding Rowan, Archer will like be doing something, and I'll come out and he's like naked on the couch, or like you know, like it's kind of scary because now I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna breastfeed anywhere because I can't like let Archer out of my sight.
Right.
So that was definitely a weird thing because obviously when I had Archer, it was like, oh, I'm good. Like I'll sit here for a couple minutes and feed him, and now it's like, okay, I got 2 kids, so I can't just like sit here in peace.
Yes.
But
so you said
he's
lucky, yeah, that's amazing. So you said he's starting pre-K soon. When does he start that?
So they start in what, August?
Oh, okay, so like normal regular season.
Yeah, it's connected to the school system, and basically it's like Monday through Thursday, and it's only 2 hours a day.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's free. So, and they'll have like a bus come pick him up and everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. He hasn't had much exposure, I feel like, to anyone really. Like my parents, his parents, and like a couple people we're friends with, but like he hasn't like been around a lot of people or kids. So like I really wanted him to go to preschool just to like even just see other kids his age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the social aspect.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know, it's a scary thing.
I agree. Like, we're not even close to that phase yet, but Zach and I, we were in New Smyrna the other day, and they have it's like their Marine Center, and it's very small, but they have a kids' classroom that they host, like, summer camps in, and it's open to the public to just go in there with your kids and play. So we took Denver in there just to go check it out, and I was like, it feels like we're dropping her off at school right now.
Yeah, I was about
like,
to start
I feel
crying.
sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
We're not even close to like pre.
I literally wanted to puke.
Yeah. I don't blame. I had to drop Archer off for the first time ever. I had to drop him at like a speech therapist, and they don't let you sit in. So it was like 2 hours long.
Oh wow!
For like speech and OT, and I like was driving home, and I'm like calling Joe. I called my mom, and I'm like, I'm freaking out right now. I was like,
Do you know how he did? Like, do they give you like a report on like?
They told me that the OT text like messaged us afterward, and she was like, "Oh, he did great, blah blah blah." And like when I picked him up, the lady, she kind of gave me like, "Oh, he was kind of upset for a while, like calling for mommy and stuff."
Oh.
But like he's really into cars and like trucks, monster trucks. So like she's like, "Oh, we like gave him a monster truck and he was fine." But still, I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't even know these people. Like, what school?
Right.
Are they?
Yeah.
What degrees do they have?
Right.
I was like, I need to know everybody.
Checking their LinkedIn.
Or it doesn't go to school, but like when I have new kids start at work, like that are like gonna be, because ABA is a lot longer. Like usually they're there for like 5 to 7 hours a day, and so it's like school for them. And when I have new kids start at work and they're so upset, like I start getting teary eyed, and because I'm just picturing it being court, and I'm like, I just feel so bad for them.
Right.
And like I know that they're fine. Like I know that they're in the care of people who like love these kids, and like that's why we do the work we do. We don't do it for the pay. So like we do it because we love them. But like I always just feel so sad for them too, because I'm like imagining it being court when he goes to school, and I'm like, he's gonna be so lonely, and I'm like, I don't even have a plan for him to go to school yet. But in my head I'm like already mentally preparing myself for it.
I peed myself.
What?
Not like right now, but like back.
When you guys took Denver into the classroom.
No, when I was a kid, I would purposely. This is crazy, but I would pee myself because I wanted my parents to come pick me up.
I remember like hyperventilating, getting myself so worked up when my mom would drop me off, because I had such bad separation anxiety when I was younger, and like I'd get myself so worked up where I'd like be throwing up. Because like I was just like, and so like now
I think we should be trying to make them feel better. Instead, we're talking about pissing and throwing up all over ourselves.
But no, he's gonna do great.
I think he'll like, even when I brought him to like speech, he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but
That was good exposure, definitely for
Yeah.
him, I bet.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good for us because like
Yeah.
I'm very like, let's stay in our bubble. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen. But I think it's good. I just think it's something to get used to. And yeah, we're gonna start ABA, and they told us, they were like, oh yeah, it's like 5 to 6 hours a day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I was
definitely an
like,
adjustment, but I mean, as long as he's good with it, like I always tell my parents at work too, I'm like, you are gonna have such a harder time than they are, like with this transition, because I mean, it's true. Like the kids, they might cry when they first come in just because it's a new environment and new people, but usually within like 20 minutes at most, like we're like, look at all this cool stuff we have, and they're like, okay.
They adjust well.
Yeah, like there's some kids too that walk in as if they've been there. Like I had a kid who started last week. He acts like he's been there like his whole life. Like he just walks through the hallway. And
That's
he's
awesome.
Like,
that's how Archer would be.
Yeah.
For sure. I was surprised that he even was like asking for mommy halfway through. I was like, wow. And that made me even worse because I was like, oh my God, he remembers me.
That's awesome.
I don't know. It's definitely going to be more of an adjustment for us than him. Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
Wait, so when do you start that? If so, pre-K is 2 hours a day for those days, and then when do you start the ABA with him?
So preschool is 2 hours a day, and basically what they said was they can have a bus like take them from school to the like speech, so speech, OT, ABA are all together.
That's nice.
And yeah, so we made sure the place had all three because I was like, they need to all work together. Like,
yeah.
Archer is like super, like he's echoing everything. And I'm like, if he hears or sees anything, like he needs to be all in one place. Like, I need to make sure they all are on the same like program, whatever. But yeah, they just will drive him. I don't know if we're going to do this yet because I feel like it's kind of scary. But like driving from the preschool to the therapy center, and then he'll go there. Yeah, Joe, I think already said like he doesn't want to do that. But
the therapy place is like right around the corner from where the preschool is, so it's not far. But I just don't love the idea.
Seems like a long day.
Being on a bus, yeah.
These kids have long days. Like it's stinks because it's like I know clinically what they're supposed to be getting services for, but on the other side of it and being like a mom, I'm like, these kids are working 35, 40 hours a week by the end of all of their therapies, and like that's a long time for them. Like, yeah, I have behaviors after working a 40-hour week. Like, you know, like I want to scream and cry and throw things. So like, I get it.
You should give him a little briefcase. He's going a full-time job. That would be so cute, and slick his hair.
Oh my God.
He like Boss Baby. He does love Boss Baby.
I love Boss Baby. I'm a massive Boss Baby.
Yeah. Oh, you are?
I am.
But yeah, it's like a long day for them. But at the same time, like the early intervention is so great. And it's, you know, the goal is that it's all temporary for right now. So it'll eventually fade as he progresses. His hours will fade and decrease. So it usually starts off really high. And then I don't know how it is there, but like I have 6-month authorizations that I submit to insurance. And so every 6 months I'm resubmitting everything. And the goal is to decrease hours every time.
So is it an evaluation? Sorry.
So you start with like an initial assessment, and so you assess the kid. You say like, okay, here are the behaviors that we saw. Here's the deficits that we see. Like this is where they are skill wise. This is where they are behavior wise. And because of this is what we're seeing, based off of their age, I recommend 35 hours. And then they come 35 hours for 6 months. And then at the end of the 6 months, I submit another treatment plan and I say, this is the progress that they've made over the last 6 months. So because of that, I think we can decrease to 30 hours or we need to stay where we're at for another 6 months. And then you kind of just go from there based off of the progress that they've made skill wise and behaviorally.
This is really good for us.
Yeah. And you could always ask me questions too. I mean, like obviously we're in different states, so there might be like a little bit of a difference, but I mean,
so we haven't done ABA yet because they had to go through something like they had to go through insurance and they have to like approve a bunch of, so we haven't gotten that started yet, but we did get speech and OT started, and we already switched places for him because of like how bad I felt leaving him. So we already switched places, and then he starts the new place on Monday, this upcoming Monday. But when we kind of like went and saw the place and talked to the director, she was telling us that ABA was like 5 to 6 hours, and we were like, because she was like, oh, how long do you think you want him to go to ABA? And I was like, oh, like 1 hour, like 2 hours. And she was like, no, this is like 6 hours a day, and like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And I was like, no, what?
Yeah.
like we kind of just got the referral, like, oh, he needs to go to ABA.
Yeah.
OT. It wasn't like we didn't know what it was. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, I know like my mom works at a private charter school for kids with disabilities. So, like, I kind of know what she knows, but, like, I don't know it being my own kid type of thing.
Yeah.
Like
just try to think of it as, like, him going to school, essentially. Yeah. I mean, like, it's like a school day for him, maybe a little bit longer depending on, like, where he's at. But, I mean, the fact that he's, like, already echoing stuff, like, I mean, I don't know what they would recommend for him, but you're saying 5 or 6 hours. So, yeah, just think about, like, school. And it's not permanent. We want them to not need us anymore. So he'll slowly fade out, and then he'll fade into a less restrictive environment like school. That's the goal for all of our kids. But the comprehensive treatment is the most effective, especially with early intervention clients. Like, the earlier you get it started, the better the outcome is. And the more, like, hands-on you are with the initial treatment of it, the easier it is to fade out eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's not, like, I don't even know how to explain it. We kind of noticed, like, he wasn't making a lot of eye contact. And then it went to, we were like, oh, well, he's singing a bunch of songs. Like, he knows a bunch of words. But, like, then it was like, well, he's not telling us he's hungry. He'll just, like, throw his bottle at us and be like, go get it. And so then we were kind of like, okay, like, maybe we would see other kids like having conversations, and we're like, Archer is not having he won't like listen to demands or like have like a conversation, but like he can say singular words. Mm-hmm. It's the problem of like putting them together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or like, I mean, this kid could sing like a whole song, like Minions songs and like Rihanna and stuff. But then like I'm trying to say like, oh, like, are you hungry? And he's just like,
yeah. Once you start ABA, it's going to be like a world of difference though. Cause like they're going to focus on communication and social skills and daily living skills. Like that's the primary focus, is socially significant goals. So communication is usually the first thing that like is hit very, very hard on, because you can't do anything without having the good foundation in communicating. And then working on, following simple instructions or tolerating denied access is a lot of the things that we work on too, or like delayed requests, so like waiting and just the behavior aspect that goes along with that. But this first 6 months is like crazy, because you'll look and you'll see like, oh, like when he started, he couldn't do X, Y, and Z. And now he's coming up to me and he's telling me he wants this, or he's telling me he wants that. And it's just like so cool to see the progress that he's going to make. So it'll all be okay. I'm here if you ever have questions. But it's going to be, it's going to be a great experience for everyone.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean,
that's great. You guys are advocating for him so early too.
Yeah. I mean, my mom, I mean, I think at like 1 year, my mom was like, get him tested. Like, get him tested. And she was in Ohio and I was in Florida still.
Oh,
and I was like, you don't even see him all the time. I think it's really hard for like with your first kid, because you don't know, like, I didn't know when they were supposed to start talking. I didn't know when, like, certain milestones. Like, I knew what the doctor said, like, oh, he's supposed to be sitting up, or he's supposed to be walking. He was hitting all of those easy. Yeah. And he was eating, fine. Like, he was growing great. Like, there was nothing else. And like, he was saying mommy and daddy, and I was like, oh, like, he's fine. The only thing that was weird was the eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
That's what threw your mom off? That's why your mom was saying that? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was the eye contact, and like we would say Archie, and he wouldn't even look at you. But that was it. That was the only two things that she was like, okay, you need to get him tested. And then I think we I mean, we were put on a wait list for like a year or
Oh,
something.
wow.
Yeah. And then they called us and they were like, you can come in like in 2 weeks. And we were like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
The process is long and
Yes.
they don't make it easy, which is unfortunate. But
I can't believe that.
yeah, it is like a long process just to like even just get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But like once you're established and you're in, like then it's like, okay, good. Like we're good now. We just got to keep it moving at this point. But it can be like a very stressful process for everybody involved. But I mean, yeah, like
so many kids being tested. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I honestly kept thinking, oh, he has ADHD. Like, because like everything's pretty, like he just doesn't have, he's a short, like one toy, next toy, you know, type of deal. And I was like, oh, like he has ADHD. And then, I figured that with the testing, I mean, it was like a whole week. We were going into UH hospital for like, 2 hours of them like watching him play with toys and like them making him eat foods and like weird stuff. And like, it was very weird. And then like, they would be like, oh, you're not allowed to coach him. You're not allowed to say anything. We're in there like 2 minutes and Joe's like, Archer, say truck or something. And she's like, no coaching.
No coaching. It's a sports background.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty intense. And then we would be done and we'd be like, good job, Archer. Great job.
It is hard though too, because like you were saying, like you don't really know as a first-time parent, but also like there's a fine line between like comparing your child to like somebody else's child too, where you're like, oh well, like they're doing that or they're doing that,
and there's
my
social media that makes it worse.
It makes it like so anxiety provoking. I mean, like I literally with Court, like my pediatrician, like I was like, he's like 6 months old, and I'm like, he's stimming, and they're like, he's 6 months old. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, he's stimming. And like, they're like, she's like, he's supposed to be doing that right now. Like, if he was doing that in like 2 years from now, maybe I'd be concerned. But like, that's a good thing that I want him to be doing that. I was like, okay. And then like the next appointment would come, and I'd say something. I'm like, I don't know, like, you know, like because like I'm just so aware of it. Like I'm so hyper focused on it that I was like, kept convincing myself, and I would like every time I'd go to the pediatrician, I'd be like, doing this, and eventually she was like, I'm writing this down not because I think that he has autism, but because I want to just note that you're concerned. And Brandon's like, stop saying stuff. Like you're being embarrassing. And I'm like, oh no, he's doing something weird here. And they're like, calm down. I'm like, okay, sorry. And like now with Cooper, I'm like, okay, everything's like normal. But like it's just because like I'm so aware that like early intervention is the best intervention. And so I'm like, let's start intervention right now. And they're like, you don't need it. And I'm like, no, we do.
I mean, Joe would like pull up an Instagram video and he'd be like, this kid's 3 snowboarding. And I'm like,
that's like a nom.
Those kids are sick.
I'm like, he's like, he can't even like hit a ball. And I'm like, oh, he's 3. Like, I'm not expecting him to hit a ball right now. Like, and then I'm like seeing other kids like hit golf balls, and I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Kids are all just
really
so
hard.
different. It's so social media is so bad
Yeah.
for that though.
Yeah.
Because you just see all these stories, and it's like.
It's really hard though, like Maddie was saying, because he was our first, and like I said, now that we have Rowan, like she's so polar opposite, and
Yeah.
like if we would have had Rowan first and then had Archer, and he, you know, like for instance, like with his eye contact, like it's so opposite.
I mean,
we would have thought of it. I mean, we're still obviously really ahead of the curve with Archer, so we're not worried. But like even just with Rowan, she will like she stares
She
at
like
everyone.
stares into
She's
your soul.
So focused.
Like,
she is just like
the eye contact is unreal. It's like,
Oh my
people are
gosh.
like I brought her to my doctor's appointments, and they were like, my doctors were like, oh, she's got a staring issue. And I'm like, yeah. And she kind of like goes like this.
Oh my god.
like
It's scary.
Like she's judging you.
It's
she
funny.
does look a little judgy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's so funny. I would like to get into, Maddie, your backstory. However much or little you'd like to share. I think that your story has already helped so many, but I think that it could help listeners that don't know you, and might be going through something similar or might know someone who's going through something similar.
Yeah, so when you first were doing your podcast, I told Joe, I was like, I have a feeling that they're gonna ask me. I was like, just think about it. I was like, we've been through cancer. Now, Archer is on the spectrum. I was like, I feel like we've ran through every single thing. Okay, so let me think of so I was playing softball at college, and then I got diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma at 20. And then I was literally just talking to my parents because I was telling them, I was like, I'm going to talk about it. I was like, but don't, make me laugh. Because then I was trying to think of when, the freezing eggs even came up with the doctor. Mm-hmm. And she was like, it was like you were diagnosed, and they were like, okay, they put us in a room, and they were like, I know you're only 20, but you have to freeze your eggs. You're not going to be able to have kids. You're going to have 15 rounds of chemo. I think I had 8 different types of chemo within those 15 rounds. So they were like, your shit's going to be shot. You're done.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And she's like, what about, freezing your eggs? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't thought of that. And my mom's like, we're doing it. That's it. You're having it done. And so that whole process was crazy. I mean, I had to give myself a shot in my stomach morning and night, I think for 4 weeks. And then I had to go through the whole surgery of them removing everything. And it was all in Tampa. So I was going from Orlando to Tampa,
wow.
Orlando to Tampa every day. For a long ass time. And then that was done. Then I went through the 15 rounds. I was at Moffitt, then switched to Cleveland Clinic. That was a whole ordeal. And then I convinced my doctor at Cleveland Clinic to let me skip one of my chemos because I mean, it got to the point where so I was 100% cancer free, I think, after my 6th chemo treatment, but I had to keep doing it to make sure it didn't come back, because with Ewing sarcoma, it's I think so you have 5 years afterwards that it can come back. Each year it decreases, but it can go back in your lungs and go even worse, come back for worse than even Ewing sarcoma or whatever it is. But yeah, it's been a lot. And then what? I met Joe after I couldn't play softball. I had to become a manager. They kept my scholarship I was a player. So at least I was able to go back. I was like, oh, should I even go back? It was very weird because my coach left, and my coach was super close to me. He was at my chemo treatments. I didn't let anyone come and see me. I was very weird about all of that. So it was just weird. Also, going back to school with a wig and no hair, I was super self-conscious. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to UCF, and I was going to live with Tori Knight. I was like, I'll just live with her. We'll live together, whatever. And then I just decided it would be best for me to go back to Weber. I don't know. But thank God I did, because then
right. Everything happens for a reason with that.
Oh.
Yeah, after I graduated, I was like, okay,
sounds like
not
a rom-com.
dating anyone. And then, Joe was, you were a graduate assistant for the sports information department. So I was doing music for the softball games, and he came in, and I was like, okay.
She was flustered.
My God, this really sounds like a rom-com.
Yeah, I mean, it does almost sound like a rom-com. I think we were dating 3 or 4 months, and then I was kind of like, they told me basically like, if you're gonna have kids or try or whatever, like you have to do it before 27. And I was like,
wow,
holy shit! Like
that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, right. They were like, you're gonna start menopause at 27. Like, you know, they told me I wasn't allowed to be on birth control because it could give me blood clots, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just YOLOing it. Like,
yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, there was like, it was very like cut and dry. Like, you're not gonna have kids. Like, you're gonna start menopause at 27. Like, you're gonna have to use the frozen eggs. Like, there was no like, oh, maybe. Like, there was nothing like that. So I was just like, okay, like, I'm good. And then
they were wrong.
Yeah. They were wrong. We were like, I told Joe, I was like, you know, it's not possible, but like, if it were to happen, like, are we good? Like, whatever. And he was just like, yeah, I mean, I think my master's graduation, I had a party here, and Joe met my parents for the first time. And you asked them if you could propose to me or something.
No, I had to ask them over FaceTime.
Oh.
That was after that party.
Oh. My parents were like, after you guys graduate, then you can propose to her, whatever. So, of course, then I'm calling them. We find out we're pregnant. I call my parents, and I'm like bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm not graduated yet. Like, I didn't. And my mom was like, I don't care as long as you finish school. She was like, you're staying in school. Like, figure it out, whatever. And I was like, okay. And yeah, we kind of just went from there. I mean.
And how much school did you have left?
1 year, maybe? Master's was 2 years. So I was working with what are they called? Oh my God. Athletic trainers. I was working for them, and so that I could have free masters, basically.
Oh, nice.
And that's why he was working with sports information, because then he would have free masters.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we're not.
And you get experience too, though. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was also good, like, after Archer was born, my the athletic director, whatever, Tim, I don't know the
head athletic trainer.
Yeah, head athletic trainer.
Her boss.
Tim was pretty cool. Like, he was just like, you can come in if you need to, like, but like, I'm not expecting you to. Mm-hmm. He's also from Ohio, like, so he was just really cool. He's really he doesn't have any kids of his own, and he hates kids, but like he was great.
So did you find out you were pregnant from like a missed period? Were your periods regular after chemo?
No, I think I didn't have a period for a long time after chemo, and I had to like go to a doctor in Orlando to have them like test, you know, what was going on. They had to test my blood and everything, and that's when they were like, you can't be on birth control, like, you're not going to get your period. And I think after a while I was pretty regular. I mean, nothing crazy ever happened. Yeah.
Have you seen any of the doctors that had told you, like, kids are just, like, with the kids? Like, have you ever seen them since?
So, I haven't seen them since, but so my doctors at Cleveland Clinic, they talk to them at Moffitt. Because, so before Archer, but after chemo, I tripped and fell and broke my arm again. So they had to redo the whole elbow reconstruction. And so my doctor here called my doctor in Moffitt and was like, dude, you owe me a drink. Like, you fucked her arm up. Like, it was horrible. And so that's how they kind of got like close to each other. And so I think after, it was like one of my yearly scans, I brought Archer in, and he sent a picture of me in Archer to him. And he was just like, oh my God, like, that's amazing. It's a blessing. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I kind of thought everything was going to be a lot harder. But obviously now we're 2 in, so.
Right. Did you think with Rowan, like, a second, were you having the same mindset kind of as those doctors? Like, that was, like, such a blessing. Having Archer, there's, like, no way that's going to happen again.
Yeah. We were planning our wedding to be August 2nd last year. And I think we found out in, like, February that I was pregnant. And I, like, of course, again, I'm, like, calling my mom and I'm like, we're going to have to cancel the whole wedding and push it back. And she was like, you're fucking kidding me. And I was just like, I
wish I could say. That was like me with my mom. Like, I mean, obviously I didn't have the cancer aspect to it, but like I was in grad school and I had to tell my mom I was pregnant, and she's like, that wasn't the plan, Lexi. Like, you were supposed to finish school. Like, you have to finish school now. Like, and I'm like, I know. And then I got pregnant with Cooper, and I'm like, I'm pregnant again. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, can you just chill out for like 2 seconds?
Why is it so awkward though? Like, I feel like
I felt like a teen. I thought when I was an adult and I got pregnant, I wouldn't be so scared. But no, both times I was terrified to tell my mom.
Right? I don't even know why. Like, I was thinking, like, everyone was like, oh my God, your mom's gonna be so happy that, like, you were able to have a kid. Like, and I was like, oh no, I know her. Like, I was like, she is so, like, my mom is very much so, like, get your education, make money, like, you know, get yourself, like, ready for life first, you know. And I didn't find out till, I think, Rowan, that I was like, she was like, oh yeah, she was like, I was pregnant with pregnant with Lawrence at 23 and we weren't married yet. And I'm like, so you, like, it was like from her experience where she was,
she like wanted you to do like better. Yeah, that's like,
go to school. I don't think she finished college until like when me and Louie were little. So I think she was just like, don't do what I did. Like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. We do like to touch on birth stories a little bit on here. So regarding Archie's, how do you want to go about talking about his? Because you said your doctor told you by accident the gender?
Yes.
Like, what? That's crazy.
I mean, so at both times we had a midwife. And really weird. Both times I got Chipotle. I don't know why, like, the only thing people told me was like, you need to eat before you go. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat. So we were in line at Chipotle and I was having contractions and Joe was like, do you want to leave? And I was like, no. I have a really high pain tolerance. So I was like, no, like, we're gonna wait. We'll go home, eat. I'll grab my bags and then we'll go. And
well, you also she didn't want to go to the hospital and it not be
time.
What are the Braxton Hicks? So she didn't want to have to go to the hospital and then be like sent home. Like wait,
which they almost did. I mean,
they still almost did.
I think because of everything I've gone through, it was very easy for me to know when to go and like when I'm actually in pain.
Right.
So I kind of knew right off the bat. I was like, okay, this is it. Like, let's wait a while, whatever. And we got to the hospital and they were like, oh, you're like 3-4 centimeters. They were like, you have to walk around for an hour. And I was pissed. I was so mad. I mean, like, Joe, we're walking around the hallway and I'm like holding Joe like this and I'm just like digging my nails into him, and they were like, you telling me like, oh, you can walk around for an hour or you can like go home. And I was like, go home and what? Take Advil? Like, I was like, what am I gonna do? What is that gonna do? So right after that, I mean, they were like, oh yeah, you're at like 7 centimeters now. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah, so I mean, both my births were super easy. They were both super easy. I definitely was lucky. I was thinking because of like chemo and everything that I was going to be like high risk and all of that, but really, I mean,
I think you technically were for the first one because you just had more frequent appointments. Didn't you? But
yeah, but they never told me. I mean,
Are they like with your background? And I know you just said you had frequent appointments and weren't like really high risk, but do they like extra monitor you with certain things? Being had that?
They were always confused, basically. Like, you know, like the first questions are like, "Oh, did you have IVF?" and blah blah. And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "So this is an IVF baby?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I'm like, "I didn't use the eggs. This just happened." And they're like, "Oh my god." Like, so I think every doctor was pretty much like they're like, "Well, who told you this? Like what do you mean?" And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, go ask my doctors in Tampa and Cleveland. I don't know. So I think it probably was technically high risk, but they didn't do much, like anything really different besides like I can't have needles in my left arm or anything like that. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, it's a really, really great story. And I'm sure, like Sierra said, it's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just even a lot of people dealing with infertility issues. I know like Jessica was saying on our podcast a few weeks ago, like she was dealing with stuff like that. And I think people just need to hear, success stories and stuff like that. Because, you just keep your hope and keep going. And, it's awesome to see 2 kids is just incredible. And it looks like you guys are doing a great, great job. And just seriously, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been awesome having you guys.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing all your stories. Did you guys want to add anything else?
I think so.
I know we all got parenting duties to get to.
Both my parents are like
Is that it? You guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys.
Wait.
Oh.
Do we do a fuck, marry, kill?
Yeah, we have to.
I'm not.
what?
Oh gosh, I am an
We need
indecisive
to
person.
start planning these
Yeah.
out because this is what happened.
Yes.
Just send it to Maddie and have her do a voice memo, and Bear can add it on.
No.
Oh,
We're gonna do it live.
We always do a fuck, marry, kill with our guests.
Yes.
But we didn't plan out who our
not
people
my
were.
idea.
This is Bear's signature thing, but he's not here. So when he's not here, which is lately been not a lot of the time, we've been continuing it for him. So
Let's each pick a person.
are we doing are we gonna do one for Joe, one for Maddie?
No, collectively, you guys have to agree.
Oh, okay. That's
fair.
Joe Jonas.
Okay.
I was gonna say Trixie from the Fairly Odd Parents.
She from the.
Oh.
That's so random.
Dude, that was my crush growing up.
I'm gonna go. I don't know why she popped into my head, but Margot Robbie.
Oh wow.
So you're getting
Trixie's the one with the
and
black hair,
a
right?
character.
Trixie's the hot one with the black hair. Yeah,
Okay.
she's the one all the
With
boys
the
liked.
purple eyes, right?
She wore the purple shirt.
She had purple eyes too.
Oh, her eyes were purple. She wasn't a fairy. She had like blue eyes, right? Now you got me questioning.
Honestly, but Joe Jonas went through a divorce and all that shit.
But he's still
I
hot.
mean, that's gonna be your decision.
Well,
This is-
tell me.
He ends up with Hello Joe, so I won't be. I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
but-
you go first. Or do we have to agree on it? I feel like we're gonna have different answers, so go ahead.
No, it's got to be
I have to
collective.
do this to find Trixie, by the way. I had to do one of the little. I got to tell them where the fire hydrant's at, just so I can see a picture of Trixie.
Honestly,
I'd marry
maybe-
Joe Jonas.
really, I was gonna say kill.
Oh,
Oh, I forgot we have to kill one. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say kill Joe Jonas
Oh,
because
I can be on board with that. Yeah.
I love Game of Thrones, so his wife was. What was fuck, marry, kill? I'll marry Margot Robbie and fuck Trixie.
Nice.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
on the same page. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
That
right.
should be
Alright.
the cover of the
What a
podcast.
name.
Trixie.
I know, right?
Trixie.
Just Trixie.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much.
Is it are you gonna hit the thing?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll hit the thing.
Yeah. Okay, bye guys.
Oh shit. We're dead.